Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? I hope all is well. I want to share with you some things about Switzerland, maybe interesting for some of you. What is the first thing I don't like about Switzerland? I'll do another video about 10 about things that I like about Switzerland. But one of the things that I don't like about about Switzerland is that everything is very very expensive. It is said that it's the most expensive country in the world. And before moving here, I knew that, but I thought that that level of expensiveness will be according to the quality of the service that we will get. And it's not like that at all, Just because you pay a lot for a meal, even just, a lunch day meal that you may have at lunchtime, during the week, it doesn't mean just because you pay a lot of money, it doesn't mean that it's going to be better. You know that in other countries such as Spain or Italy, where you may just pay 20, $15, for that menu. So when it comes to food, it's everything. It's very the quality. It's very low. Many things are not from here, are imported, and the things that are from here are not that of a good quality. I was quite disappointed actually when I moved here because, as I said, I thought, well, everything is so expensive. That means that the quality will be very, very high, and no, that's not the case. So if you think that if you move to Switzerland, you're gonna have very good food, very good meals because everything is much more expensive than in other countries. Actually, as a matter of fact, a lot of these countries that fall under the underdeveloped countries, they have very, very good food, but everything is bio, everything is organic, everything is fresh because of the sun, you know. So that's something that is not really up to standards here in Switzerland. Another thing that I don't like about Switzerland is the service. The service altogether is very bad. It doesn't matter if you go to a bank, to a shelter to buy a ticket, train ticket. Those people are good from SBB. You guys are very good. You offer quite good service in general, but I found some that were really horrible. It's like, my gosh, is this the service here? Generally speaking, the people that work at SPV, if you're watching, if someone for you is watching, you are very good. But altogether as a service, in restaurants, it's very very bad, or when you are buying bread. I'm used to Spain, to other countries where people, they take pride in serving other people, and they have a smile. It's like they have this attitude, openness, open attitude. It's with a smile, like, hey, how can I help you? How can I serve you? And here in Switzerland is not the case. Here, after talking with different people, all of them having the similar experience than me, and especially Americans, for Americans, where service is just, well, the waitress and a lot of people, they make a lot of money based on tip service. It's very important that the customer is happy. They really found the service here horrible. But other European countries as well, I found it really very disappointing, really, like, very very nasty. I think the only place maybe it's similar to Switzerland, I think maybe in the Netherlands, the service may be quite bad in the Netherlands, because I have a friend, we were talking about this. She was telling me, I'm used to in the Netherlands the service is like this. They don't have patience, and it's like they don't want to work. They don't like doing that work, that service. I think other countries such as Spain, Italy, we have a different mentality when it comes to serving someone. It's an honor. It's like it's an honor. It's like, how can I serve you? How can I help you? It's an honor. And here in Switzerland, they don't see it like that. They see it as, it's like I'm your servant, you know, like I'm your servant. I'm lower than you know, and I have to attend now your needs, you know, your requests, and that's something that I like to do. You know, it's just with that attitude. They don't have this openness, you know. Already with a smile, like, hey, how can I help you? Like, yeah, here I am, right, for you to serve you and to cover your needs. So if you come to Switzerland and you encounter this horrible service, just don't be surprised. Just know it's like this. Sometimes you know they say thank you. You know they don't even look at your face. It's like or you know you enter in the shop, they say like hello hello, but they really don't care. You know it's not like in Spain. You know where they look at you with a smile. You know they make themselves ready. You know to be there for you and to help you with anything that you may need here is it's I don't know. This is another thing I don't like about Switzerland. Yeah, is the attitude that they have towards work. You know, towards effort. You know, in other countries, I think we are much. We work much harder. You know, for everything, for our education, for the workplace. You know, to achieve things in life. And here it's like you know I've heard well I've heard this several times but when I arrived here people tell me you know Swiss people they are like robots you know and I was like what do you mean you know I didn't really understand you know but then with the years it just happened you know that I understood what those people meant. It's just they don't do things with passion, you know, they don't do things with engagement, you know, they just do things because um, I need to be here, I don't know, I need to get this education, I need to make this money, but I don't want to be here, I don't want to be studying, you know, I don't want to be making this educate taking this education. Is that attitude, you know. Another thing that I really like about Switzerland is the educational system here. The educational system is quite classist. You know, in other countries, we all study together, you know, and we do all the levels until we go to university, right? And we are all at the same in the same class. Some people get better grades, other people get less better grades, but all together is the same. We all progress the same. Here in Switzerland, at a very young age, at the age of 12 already, you know, being before like 20 years ago, it was even worse. It was at the age of 10 even. But here at the age of 12, they make already the children do an exam, and based on that exam they will decide if you will be already be part of the intelligent kids, you know, that maybe will that will go to university, that maybe will become doctors, will become lawyers, you know, will become engineer. They already place this label on you, you know, since such a young age, and they already place the label that you are not smart enough, you know, you are not intelligent enough. And the smartness as well here in Switzerland, it's all based on, you know, there's a lot of emphasis on maths, you know, on maths and scientific stuff. There are people that are brilliant, you know, and they are not good at maths, you know. In educational systems such in Spain or in Italy, we follow the Roman educational system. So we have this scientific background and then we have the linguistic background, you know, and both are equally valuable and both are are equally worthy. You know, you can choose one or the other, you know, and there are people who may be very good at designing, you know, becoming architects. So they take the more the linguistic route where they learn about more about the literature, about you know the Greeks, about the design, the history, more in profundity. And then there are others that maybe are good, you know, like with biology, want to be um, yeah, biologists or maybe doctors or something health related, and then they take more the scientific ones or engineers. So it's both are very very important because you know the Romans Romans, they used to say mente sana incorporate sano, incorporate sana. So you need to have a healthy body and a healthy mind. Both are important, and things like physical education is important as well. The way you think, the way you writing, the way you write, all of that, it's important. It's not just all about calculations, about numbers. It's important that children have a holistic education, but once they reach to a certain point, which to me should be when you are ready to go to university or preparing to go to university, 2 years later, before you can then choose, okay, I want to focus more on the linguistic side, or I want to focus more on the scientific side, linguistic, humanistic, the so-called beautiful arts. I don't know how it's in English now, but in Spanish we say beautiful arts, bellas artes, no? Then yeah, and I think that normally is done at the age of 16, and I think that's quite good. That's quite an age where your personality is a little bit formed, more formed than at the age of 12, and you can even decide by yourself, and you decide. It's not some teacher, who tells you, oh, you are good at this, you are not good at this, you should be in this direction, you should go and do this, I'll put you in this class, I'll put you in that class. I found really that is horrible, and since the age of 12, the children I already told, right? They already categorized, like, oh, you are intelligent, and then you go to this class with your intelligent friends who tomorrow will become doctors, lawyers, engineers. You are less intelligent, then you go to the B class. And if you are even less intelligent, and you will just be painting walls, which I'm telling you, there are very brilliant people painting walls, but I'm just explaining you the Swiss system, so if you are never intelligent, you'll be just decorating stuff and painting walls. Then you will be placed in class C, where the level is very low. It's not there's not a lot that will be demanded from you, because you are already placed in that lower category. I, I don't have children, but when I have children, I won't put my children under that system. So this is all that I want to share with you now, and in the next video I'll show you things that I like about Switzerland. Ciao.